Yo, 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 welcome back to the No Cut Sports Podcast with your host, Now Frazier. And today we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to roll right into it. First things first, as we all done saw, done seen, what was it, Friday, I want to say, A.J. Brown called into WIP like he said. He had posted about calling in. He told him send the number. He said send the jack. So sent the number, got the number. He ended up calling in, talked to Ike Reese. I forget who the co-host was, but ended up talking to Ike Reese mostly. And as y'all, I think that was Ike Reese if I'm not mistaken. Um, but as y'all know, man, AJ didn't come to play. He came and stood on business. He said he wanted to be in Philly. He didn't know why people or the media was making a big hoopla about him wanting to be, wanting to leave, or him in trade talks and things like that. And I figured we wasn't really going to trade AJ, because like I said, first and foremost, it always comes down to the money when it comes to money in contract situations. But it really do come down to the money when it comes to a player like that, because AJ Brown is the best wide receiver in Eagles history, regardless if you like it or not, man. He's probably the best wide receiver he's ever put that jersey on, and he's only been here 2 seasons, so he's approaching his third season, and I'm expecting the same thing to continue on. I don't think AJ would have come here just for the simple fact that him and AJ are just friends. I really do believe that he thinks that not AJ, I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts. But I really do believe that he thinks that Jalen Hurts can win him a Super Bowl, as we already done seen. We got there, didn't get the job done, but the performance was amazing. Some things did happen. We ain't gonna get into all that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad that we still do have AJ. I'm glad he got to get some things off his chest, because it really is crazy, because we don't really get. Well, I ain't gonna say that, because if you're a newer Eagles fan, you probably understand like having these stars. But if you were coming up when I was coming up, we didn't have especially when I was getting into football, we didn't have like wide receivers like AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. Like when we got T.O., that was just crazy within itself. So and even the comparison between him and T.O., AJ and T.O., he was like, man, come on, I'm a different person, which I understand, because like I don't get the diva vibe from AJ Brown. I just think he really just want to win a championship. I think Jalen want to win a championship, and a lot of other guys on that team. So I just hope that we can move past this. I hope the media really starts to take a look, because they have to create a narrative. Well, they don't have to, but they have to create a narrative, because this is kind of the slow season, the off season, the slow season for the football season. Even I ain't even making videos all crazy like that. But that's probably gonna start back up soon, because the Phillies done started playing spring training, and I watched Saturday's game, so they did pretty well, man. I'm like what I'm seeing there, but we're not gonna talk about them right now. We're gonna keep it on the Eagles and AJ. So, but AJ Brown, he wants to be here, man. I hope it's a way that how we can work those numbers with the salary cap going up. And if I'm not mistaken, I think a new TV deal happens in another. I think I've seen somewhere 2 years, so maybe, and I think that's around the same time that AJ has to be up for a contract. So if it's some which way or another that they can sign AJ Brown again and keep Devontae, well, we need to sign Devontae first, but then after that, when AJ Brown's contract comes up and he wants to stay, I don't know how that's going to work, but I hope it can work some which way or another. But I'm just glad to still have both. Like we got two wide receiver ones, and then even with the wide receiver 3 spot, like I know we was talking about what we were going to do with Quez Watkins. I know I done said a lot. I done said a lot of stuff, but the crazy part is y'all gonna think I'm like off my rocker saying this. I know y'all want to. I know we was talking about cutting Bradberry, and I know I just skipped over AJ, but I know we was talking about cutting Bradberry. What if I told y'all we probably won't cut Bradberry, because for the simple fact, if you think back to the Super Bowl season, that was his All-Pro season. We was running Vic Fangio's defense. Vic, he was even here for a little bit before he left to go to he left to go search for another job. So my thing is this: what if I tell, like, what if y'all, and y'all can think I'm crazy, but what if they try and utilize? Because he's under contract too. So I'm talking about Bradberry. What if they try and utilize him, and try to see what they can get out of him for, what they paid him? I do think they move on from Maddox, or Maddox, how do you say my man's last name, but I do think they might move on from him just because he's injury prone. if they can, and I feel like I'm not going, and I'm not sitting there saying that they're not going to try, like they don't want to move on from Bradberry, but my thing is you got to be able to, figure out a way where you can, if they cut them, they extend them and cut them, okay, you get their money back with the cap. But my thing is this: he worked well in 2022. Now I know this could be an off season. This was a very, very. I'm not gonna sit there and spare my man. This was a terrible season for him, and I've said it multiple times on multiple videos. So, but to think that the scheme that they're finna run is the one that he really, really thrived in. You have the architect to run the defense. I don't see why they might move on from him unless Vic Fangio says well, I don't think he fits the scheme or he's not the type of player that I'm looking for. So, but I'm thinking that might be something that we might have to consider, because I mean he's under contract, so it's going to be kind of hard to move all these players. And then rolling into, I did see that HaasonReddick's camp came out and said they wanted like 22 to 25 million per year. And I'm not gonna lie, man, he's worth the money. I don't see why we would not extend HaasonReddick. Um, for the simple fact that I think he already knows the system. Now, he's a linebacker that he's going to be probably playing like coverage in the Fangio system. So that was something that he didn't really like when Sean Desai was here this past year. And I'm not sitting there saying that Fangio can't adjust and use him, but I think it's really going to have to come down to that, because that's what I'm sitting there. That's what I was trying to say with the Bradberry thing. It's like they have cap, they got cap money. Like even if they do all these, they said if they do all these cuts, they can come up to like 60 million. That's cutting like Bayard and stuff like that. But even Bayard, I'm thinking like he's been elite most of his career, and he comes halfway through the season, he's bad. But the whole scheme and the coaching, all that was bad. So it's like you really can't assess the defense. You really can't even assess the offense, to be honest with you, like that. But you can't really assess the defense because it was bad all the way around. It's like, yeah, Hassan got his sacks. So that's what I'm sitting there saying. Even with a down year for the defense overall, Hassan still did what he did. So I mean, and it's like an up and down thing with him. But when he gets to rolling, he gets to rolling. So I can sit there and see him, getting that. And I just seen a report from I can't even think of my man's name, but that the Eagles are willing to pay some money for or to extend the star. So I'm hoping it's HaasonReddick, and then following hopefully Smitty, he get his money. But then another person we didn't even talk about is DeAndre Swift. I'm hearing Saquon Barkley to the team. I would take Aaron Jones, not Aaron Jones. I'm sorry, AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon, I like. I picked him up in fantasy like these last couple of years, so I like him as a running back 2 option. But I really do think like with Kellen Moore coming in and what he likes to do with his players, I really do feel like that DeAndre Swift will really fit. But I still think they need they're talking about Derrick Henry and all that. And I don't know how realistic that is, but my thing is this: if you can get a big back, like a big, like halfback, fullback, whatever you want to call it, to coincide with DeAndre Swift, I really would consider that. I think that's what Kellen Moore's kind of considering, because that's what he was running with the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't know, man. Like it's a lot of, and then each day is changing with the needs of the team and who they talk to at the game, and it's just a bunch of stuff coming out. But I really do think like if we have excuse me, if we have the players, and we still need more linebackers. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but if we have HaasonReddick, like I said, I don't know what Fangio is going to do with the defense. Like or with the linebackers and defense and stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to keep, and they probably will. I don't know if Howie sees that as, well, we want to pay you, but we ain't going to pay you top dollar because of how they're going to use you in the system. I hope that don't play into effect, but I don't think Howie really wants to let him go. And HaasonReddick has emphasized him wanting to be in Philly. And I also think people are sitting there talking about DeAndre Swift, but I'm thinking he might get re-signed too. So I'm just, I'm trying to stay hopeful, but as the days go on, we will figure out what's going on. And then also with Kelsey, we don't know what's going on with Kelsey. He said he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do about retiring or still playing. He said he's staying in shape, which is good because I did see him run a 5K the other day. But that's just letting me know that I'm staying in shape because I'm probably gonna come back. But sooner or later, man, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do, man, because You can't pay everybody. You can't pay everybody. You can't keep everybody. Players get old, older. Now, if they want to come back as a coach or something like that, that's something different. But as a player, we got to start developing the younger talent. So, like, even with like when I'm talking about like HaasonReddick, they still need more linebackers. You still need because he's gonna play the edge anyway. But my thing is, or he wants to play the edge. But my thing is, you still need linebackers. So my thing is, you went out and got twin. What's Smith? You went out and got Smith. Really didn't, and that's another thing. Developing, getting consistency and developing these younger players because, like even Eli Ricks and Keely Ringo, and I've been talking about Keely Ringo since I started doing this podcast. So, um, trying to develop these players, and I seen that Keely was down in Arizona. I don't know if he's practicing with what's my man name? Eagles were trying to get him this past off season, but not off season. I'm sorry, this past trade deadline, Buda Baker. So I don't know if he's done a training with him, so he can get better with doing what he's doing as maybe moving to safety or staying at cornerback. But I think we do got some promising corners, but at the same time, this is a deep corner. This is a deep draft for the corner. So, and I talked about one of the guys, and I've been seeing other people talking about him, but he played for Toledo. Now he don't play in the bigger conference, but the grade he graded out very very well. So, and I think whatever game that they just had with all the college players playing, he did pretty well against some better elite talent. So that's probably going to be a sleeper. Um, but I think we really got to start getting more back into it. And I do think that's what the Eagles are trying to do because with the hiring of these experienced assistant coaches and stuff like that. I do think that they're trying to get the development aspect back into the game. Also bringing back mini camps and training camps for development purposes. Because the tackling was terrible this year. A lot of details going to football, so I feel like a lot of details were missed. Jordan Mailata came out and was talking about, he made, and I like that they're not really throwing nobody under the bus, but we all know it was the coaching, and then execution as well on the players. So it's a 50-50 thing. Nobody's getting really thrown under the bus, but we really know like the coaching was terrible this year. That's why they went out and did what they did with most of the coaching staff that they just announced. So a lot of experience has been brought in. You got some of these younger players. You don't want them coming in thinking like, oh, this is easy. You know what I'm saying? Or this is how it's going to be. Year in each year, we're here with the Eagles, whatever the case may be, and then you go to another team, and it's a complete different thing. So, I think they're going to bring back some of that mini camp, training camp, even playing in the preseason games, man, playing more than one series and stuff like that to get these guys in rhythm, and get them ready for a Super Bowl run. So, I really do think, and I know all these other teams done got money as well due to the rise in salary cap. But at the same time, I really feel like the Eagles already have. A, I feel like the Eagles don't need to rebuild, but they just need to, just look at what they. It's just holes that they need to fill. It's not. It's crazy, but it ain't nothing crazy. But they do need to get depth at the holes that they are missing. So, um, I don't know, man. I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, I know Howie's a musician. He finds a way to do the things that he does. I don't know how he do it, but the man's good at what he does. So hopefully, and I'm gonna be watching the NFL Combine too, because I'm gonna like I don't like I watch college football, but I don't watch it all like that. And I started watching it due to this because I know those guys transition to the NFL, but. I've been watching. I'm gonna watch the NFL Combine. I think it's start like Thursday or something like that. See, who sticks out, any sleepers, anything like that. And if it comes to my attention, like I said, I got the PFF, and while I'm on here too, I might as well talk about that. But I got the PFF. I bought the subscription, so it tells me each day like updates, whatever the case may be, as players get released or whatever the case may be. But I'm starting to see a lot of the bigger names that people were talking about, maybe trading for, getting franchise tags. So like Josh Allen, he got franchise tag. Not Calvin Ridley, I'm sorry. Kyle Duggar. Who else we got up on here? Michael Pittman, Jalen Johnson, and Antonio Winfield. But that's something else I wanted to talk about. Wide receiver 3. Now, depending on what they do with well, I don't want to say free agency, but in the draft and players coming back, whatever the case may be, um, wide receiver 3, I like, and I know they want to keep Quez, or they might want to try to keep Quez, but they might want to move off him. I don't know. My thing is this: I'm gonna give you two scenarios. They keep Quez, and hopefully they can be. And I know we keep saying this hope, but it's getting to be tiresome to keep talking about Quez Watkins and not having him perform at the level that we expect him to. Speed is great and all, but if it's not being used in a way where it's helping us win games, it don't really matter. So I know he was hurt this year, and it is what it is. It's part of the game, but it's like these last couple of years we really ain't got what we were looking for from Quez Watkins. So when I'm on here looking at like wide receivers that are like on the free agent market, and they might try to get somebody out of the draft. And I seen that they got some Austin something, I can't remember his name, but he got like a pretty decent like pretty decent little contract for a free agent. So um, but they got Calvin Ridley on here. But my thing is this: what if I told y'all if they could get Gabe Davis, and y'all probably like, Gabe Davis. Well, look, and I feel like he will fit in this offense. I mean, I know he's not super explosive, but he has like I don't know, he has an ability to find a way to get open. So I'm thinking if they can figure out a way to maybe they want to pay a wide receiver 3, maybe a little bit of money. But if they can get Gabe Davis, who else did I see on here? Tyler Boyd's another good one. I don't want Michael Thomas. Josh Reynolds is another good one. Noah Brown, I heard a lot about him. And then Cedric Wilson. I don't know if I want Cedric, to be honest with y'all. But that's what I'm seeing right now. So, but I really would like to see like if they can get Gabe Davis here, bro. I think that would really help our offense as well. Him, AJ Brown, and then they also just signed or re-signed what's my man Albert O, tight end. So you probably gonna start seeing some two tight end sets on offense and stuff like that this year. But he's a very athletic tight end. Plus Dallas is about to be 29, 28, so he's starting to get up there in age. But that's not to say he still can't play a couple of years. And then when he usually gets a one like injury that keeps him out for 4 to 5 weeks, so if not longer. So you got to have some depth at that position. But yeah, man, I think linebacker. That's even with Nakobe Dean still being here. You got to get some more linebackers. Corners, I'm not really like if we need a corner, then yeah, you want to get somebody with some experience. I understand, but I really feel like the corners that we have now, y'all need to like develop, like maybe get another corner. But like I said, Eli Ricks, Cindy Brown, he plays the safety position if I'm not mistaken, or corner something like that. He's not expected back till October, so so it's a lot of different things like I said, like a different holes that the Eagles do need to attack this offseason. But I think the biggest thing is getting HaasonReddick, figuring out what y'all want to do with HaasonReddick. Running back too, like running backs, we gonna need running backs as well because I think it's only gonna be Gainwell, if I'm not mistaken, if they don't do nothing with DeAndre Swift. I think everybody else's contract's up, but they need depth there. They got Penny, never used Penny this year. I mean, but a couple of times, handful of times, nothing crazy there. But my thing is they need a bruiser back, and then they need to re-sign Swift. Simple and plain. It ain't rocket science, and see if you can pick. I mean, they did get the guy from the 49ers, and then go from there, and then you good. But I just hope we can retain some of these players. Like I said, like Swift. We see what he did see what he can do if he stays healthy throughout the season. HaasonReddick, he's been doing it. He's been getting sacks after sacks every season, so he needs to get re-signed. Even like I said, like even if they like my thing is this: even if they get rid of one of them, like even if they get rid of Bradberry, if they get rid of Bayard, cool. Or they restructure the deal some which way or form for Bayard. I'm even cool with keeping Bayard back there if he fits the scheme. But my thing is this: we still have to have depth at those positions because my thing is more or less with Bradberry because of what happened this past season. We can't have another season where he's just out there and he's getting cooked. I said, yeah, we might have to take a chance on him keeping him here because of the contract, but they can't post June cuts. They could cut him, get the money back in a salary cap. Same thing with Bayer. They could cut him too if they feel the need that they can, they can find a better person at that position. And I've seen some safeties available, with younger safeties and stuff like that. But Bayard is he's a talent. He's an older talent, but he's a talent. Um, so we'll see what they do, man. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything else. Also, I seen something with Fletcher Cox. They were talking about. I guess they didn't like how, or reports that came out about Fletcher Cox saying he didn't like Jalen Hurts' leadership skills, and even and going back to what AJ said, it don't matter. You're always in between in life. Okay, you're never too high. You're never too low. You're always, even if you don't think so, you're always in between. You're always doing better than somebody, or you ain't doing as good as somebody. You feel what I'm saying? So, with that being said, when Jalen Hurts was winning last year, took us to the Super Bowl, performed in the Super Bowl. Like, I know he had his hiccups, performed in the Super Bowl. We heard none of this. That we love the quotes. We love the. You know what I'm saying? Whatever my man did, he couldn't do no wrong. Then he come back out and he 10-1. And I know I even said something, but I was not harsh on. I didn't want to be harsh on Jalen because I know he's a young quarterback. Yeah, he just got paid, but a quarterback is one of the hardest positions to learn. I've been sitting there listening to that Chris Sims video going around when they sitting there trying to have him remember that play call. It's so much that go into it that it's a lot to process. And I'm not sitting there saying nothing about his processing skills, but my thing is this: that the coaching within itself was just not good this year. So it showed through the play of Jalen Hurts, is what I'm trying to say, right? So my thing is this: now that he comes out, we went 10-1. It's almost MVP again, like MVP talks and all that, and then we go 6-7 games out, whatever the case may be, we lose, and it's is he the one, this, that, and the third? We're not gonna start this. We're not gonna do this on my watch because I know when I get upset, like, and don't get me wrong, I get upset, but because I gotta point out, I'm a fan first. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan first, but what in the world was that? But my thing is, I still want to make sure that I'm being fair because I'm not out there on the field. I don't play football for a living. I don't know what they go through, what's going on in there. I always try to make sure I reiterate that this is just speculation. I'm just assuming or going off of reports of big media or whatever they're putting out. But my thing is this: as an Eagle fan, from all these years, whatever you want to call it, I've seen the transition. I've been through the terrible teams, the terrible quarterbacks, the barely making 500 seasons and stuff like that. I've been through that. So for us to have this, winning the Super Bowl was in itself was crazy. But for us to still be in contention of winning Super Bowls, a lot of teams aren't in contention of winning Super Bowl, and I'm talking about, and people gonna be like, "You're tripping." I'm like, "No, I'm not. It's not too many teams that are in contention to win Super Bowls." My thing is this: if the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't mean to get off topic, if they re-sign Dak Prescott to and I'm not sitting there saying they can't make it, but if they re-sign him if they give Dak $60 million, bro, I'm sorry, they're not. You're probably never going to see a Super Bowl or too many playoff ones with Dak. This is his 8th or 9th year, and you still ain't got that. All due respect. Same thing, and I'm just going to talk about our division. Same thing with Washington. They're still trying to get it together. And the Giants, bro, are damn near a shit show. All due respect. Like, they paid Daniel Jones all that money for what? And that's something else that I really do feel like that needs to stop, because I feel like you should get, just because you're a quarterback, you shouldn't just be able to command what the going rate is, because a lot of these quarterbacks are getting paid like Daniel Jones. No disrespect to him, and ain't putting numbers up on the board, man. They just collecting a check, and it's a lot of players like that. If you and that's no disrespect, and it's no disrespect to nobody, but like, football is a physical sport. We all know this is not two hand touch. This is not fumble rumble. There's none of that. This is football. And you get paid millions of. A lot of these players get paid millions of dollars, and then when they go out there on that field, they do not perform. That's what you get paid to do, man. Like, and that's I just get to sit here and just talk about it, but that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So a lot of these players are getting paid, and it's messing their teams up. So my thing is this, and I got off topic, but it's not, the Eagles are the only team in our division I feel that are set up, and the Cowboys are too, but it's just who they got at quarterback, but they are set up to go maybe chase a Super Bowl. A lot of teams ain't set up like that. Kansas City set up like that. Now maybe the Chargers get there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They got new sponsorship over there. You know what I mean? They coming off they coach they brand new coach coming off a championship, a NCAA championship. So what is that? Oh, that's somebody named Dog. I'm sorry. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is that running? I thought it was a deer or something, but anyway, it doesn't matter. But my thing is this. So a lot of teams ain't set up, to win the championship. 49ers windows are closed. Their windows closing as well because their players got to get paid. You feel what I'm saying? So Howie is, and that's why when we get mad at Howie, I understand. Fire Howie, blah blah blah. But these last couple of years, Howie has been at least been doing his job. We don't really fully understand what happened this year with the collapse at the end of the season. But I will say that Howie is one of the most aggressive GMs. He wants to, and I do feel like this that he really does want to bring another championship back to the Eagles organization. I feel like Jeffrey Lurie does too. That's why they go out here and make the moves that they do. But a lot of teams don't got that. Panthers ain't got that. You know what I mean? Tampa Bay. A lot of teams don't got that. So I think we need to be more supportive and more how I want to say it. Just not as like I feel like we done got privileged over the years. So just be don't be too content, but be excited that your team is still in a position to still make a Super Bowl run. So yeah, man. So with that being said, let's try with the and even me too. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more better and more careful about some of the things I say because at the end of the day, we're just fans. Like I said, man, I don't mean no harm, mean no disrespect. But sometimes we get on this joint, we get mad, we get a little hostile. But these players are humans too. They got families to feed. So never want to take no money out of nobody's pocket. But with that being said, it's now from the No Cut Sports Podcast. I would really appreciate. I know I probably should have said this earlier. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe. I'ma holla at y'all, man. Y'all be safe.